In this video, I'd like to talk about the Spurs defense in the postseason. And for context, this video is being recorded after Game 1 of the Spurs in Portland. Firstly, we need to talk about the important factors that separate the playoffs from the regular season. For one, most teams in the regular season rely or utilize analytics to some degree. And analytics suggests that the most efficient shots in basketball are corner threes, layups and dunks, and free throws. And while free throws have a lower point per shot attempt, they can coincide with layups and dunk attempts. Now I bring up analytics to state that analytics just become unreliable in the playoffs compared to the regular season, because the sample size is way smaller than the 82-game season. A prime example of analytics being unreliable is the 2018 Rockets, where they missed 27 consecutive three-pointers. And in the regular season, the Rockets were the first in the NBA in three-point attempts with 42.3 attempts per game. This game shows that the law of averages don't work in the playoffs, where a team might just have a horrendous shooting night, and that would just potentially cost you a game in the 7-game series, as opposed to the regular season where it's just one loss and you move on. Another factor in the playoffs is officiating. Generally, the refs expect both teams to be more physical, which results in a lot of on-the-floor fouls and blocking fouls just not being called in the postseason, which results in teams not being able to go into the bonus early. So the majority of the teams just rely on drive attempts to get their foul calls. I say all this to state that the Spurs defense centered around Victor Wembanyama is nearly perfect for the postseason, because Victor can deny a lot of shot attempts in the paint and three-point shooting just becoming less premium for the majority of the teams in the playoffs. After watching Game 1 against Portland, I saw the majority of Portland's made shot attempts in the paint were either when Victor was not in the paint or just out of position, usually just defending the corner man, and not being able to get into position to help on the drive so he could just get a straight up shot contest. I would argue that small ball or effective mid-range shooting labs are less effective against Victor Wembanyama, who in my opinion is much more athletic and mobile as opposed to someone like Rudy Gobert, who is known for getting exploited in the playoffs for relying on drop coverage and just not being able to be mobile enough to get good shot contests on perimeter shots. Or when he presses too far up, it's just a free alley-oop for the bigs. Whereas Victor is able to get good shot contests on pull-up shots just thanks to his arm length and mobility at his size. Where I feel that teams could potentially exploit the Spurs defense centered around Victor is drawing him to the corner man so he can't play help on drives as effectively, or just having multiple three-point shooters on the floor. But I only think two teams this postseason actually have those rosters, which is OKC and Boston. And the Spurs are 4-1 against the Thunder in the regular season, and three-point shooting is less reliable in the playoffs. The team that I think can beat the Spurs is the Nuggets, but Victor and Jokic only played 2 out of 4 games against each other. I just want to share my thoughts after watching this iteration of the Spurs playing their first playoff game. I also want to state I'm not a statistician or a basketball analyst, I'm just a guy who watches the games. And as of recording this video, Victor Wembanyama just won Defensive Player of the Year, so that's pretty cool. And I guess we'll just have to see if the Spurs can keep up a good run this year and potentially go to the Western Conference Finals or even the Finals. Thanks for watching.